Hi, Diane. Hi, Diane. Oh, sound off. There we go. I always forget to do something. Hi, Caroline. Hopefully I've got everything out that I need, but we'll soon find out, won't we? At least I'm in my craft room, so I can find it, hopefully. Morning, Grace. Nice and early today. Hi, Annette. Hi, Helen. Morning, Christine. Lovely and sunny here. We had a few snow flurries earlier on. The thing is, if I hadn't have been looking out the window at the time, I wouldn't have noticed it. It was a bit like that yesterday as well. We had quite a lot of snow in about 30 seconds, and then it disappeared. It's really weird. It's like April showers, but snow ones. Hi, Gloria. How is everybody? Don't you always feel happier when the sun's out? I don't know, it's something about the sunshine. I don't necessarily need to be out in it, but just the fact that you've got a few blue skies up there, a few clouds, a few grey clouds on one side, but yeah, it is nice. Really big flakes. Yeah, we had minute flakes. We don't get a lot of snow here in Milton Keynes. So I was quite surprised last week when I drove home in a blizzard, and it seemed to get worse the closer I got to home, but it's really weird. Right, shall we crack on? Let's crack on. So, as the title suggests, we're looking at Memory Box today, and you can see I've got some of the dies in front of me. We've just got 2 hours of Memory Box this time. We've got, it's tomorrow, Tuesday, and it's at 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. on the Craft Store, formerly known as Ashanda. Same old, it's still the same channels, everything's the same, but the name's different. No, actually, these dies actually clean out very well on their own. You could pick out all the little bits from my Lacelicious Sentimentally Yours dies, which drives me nuts, but hey ho, we're not doing Sentimentally Yours today, we are doing Memory Box. So as you can see, we've got them on the table here. I didn't get them until very, very late, about 6:30 on Thursday, and then I was at the studios on Friday. I've been sorting out loads and loads of website orders, so I haven't had an awful lot of time to prep, but I do have, it's only 2 hours, so we should be absolutely fine. So first of all, we've got one of the slimline dies here, and this actually, as you can see here, it actually does cut out, and this is the little the die that I used on my little sample that I put up earlier on today. So it's really lovely. Obviously you've got kind of loose leaves here, so you could actually tuck sentiments or other things onto these. You can also go in with your flower dies and add some little flowers to the little bits here and here. So that would be lovely too. And we did have some flowers on the previous Memory Box show. So that's really cool. So that's your Leafy Vines slimline plate, as usual. Not sure where to put these so I don't lose them. Put them there. This is another slimline die. We had a diagonal die on the last show, and this is a leafy one. And on the packaging it shows kind of scored leaves still in there, but they do actually all cut out. So that's the border that you get. Obviously it's great for your backgrounds, you can multi-cut them. Don't just think about using the full length, you can put frames around them, you do all sorts of things, and obviously it's going to be good either way that you use it. And I've just popped on the back the little leaves that pop out, so obviously these you can use on everything. Obviously because it's within this die, you've got part leaves as well, so if you wanted to paper piece them back in a different colour, or actually paper piece them back in the same colour, that's absolutely fine. It doesn't make a lot of difference really. Okay, so that's that one. And they are long die cuts, so they are you know, that one's 8 3/8. If I'm looking at it right, yeah, 8 3/8. So it is for you, designed for your tall slimline cards, but as I said, and you will find out when I do some of my demos, I'm using all different shapes with them. That's that one. Then we got another one. This is the leafy heart, and I'm going to demonstrate this one to you guys first of all, because it's leaves. It's in the shape of a heart, but it's leaves, so you can do backgrounds with it. So don't get stressed about the fact that it's a heart if you're not a heart person. Again, you've got those lovely kind of lines. This is what Memory Box do so well, the little etched detail in it. And the waist is quite interesting as well, because if you think about how you cut it out, you can cut it out and then drop the leaves in, or the leafy heart in a different colourway if you want to. And there is space in here to do there's a hello sentiment that's coming up, and that'll fit in the centre there once you've got your leaf back in again. Or of course you can stack up anything on top, you don't have to put it in the gap. So I really like that one. I think that's a really useful one, great for your backgrounds. So that's your leafy heart. And we've got another heart here with a flourish on it. So obviously you've got this blank space here, so that you can put your die cut sentiments on, or your stamp sentiments as well. Or what you can do is just snip these off and just have a heart on its own, and maybe stack that up. Or you can when you snip these off, you can use those with your flowers just as leafy embellishments. So that's quite a few uses to it. Then back, hey, is this lovely string art collage. So I think this is on the website already, and it did sell out last time and we couldn't get any more at the time, but it's back. So my advice is, if you really like this one, and I really like this one, do get it. I mean, again, it's great for your backgrounds. Obviously you can see that it's going to cut this circle out here, which you could drop in a different colour with a sentiment stamped on it if you want to, or you can stamp a sentiment behind it, just onto the card there. Obviously have your pattern papers behind. Great to multi-cut for your backgrounds, because you can see that it stays in the card. It doesn't actually cut out of the card. But this on its own, you know, just with the sentiment strapped across the top, it's a lovely little card, you know. Really like that one. So that's back. We've got, this is that little sentiment I said that would fit really nicely in the leaf. So there's quite a few of these little sentiments on the show. Then we've got a thank you. It's one die, but it cuts out as two different words, so you can put them side by side or stack them up if you want to. Then we've got this sugar script thanks, which is one with a shadow, as you can see there on the packaging. So obviously you decide what colour you want your shadow to be, or you can just use the top one. You don't have to use the shadow if you don't want to. Really like those. And then we've got the same font. We've got hugs, which is going to go really well with the hearts. So same format. Then back there's another hugs. This one's kind of angled a little bit. It's the same kind of script. Again, that's going to work well with your hearts and things. Then we've got, there are a couple of dies that I don't actually have, because they were missed out of my parcel last week, and obviously because of the time, there's no way. Yeah, I'm just reading your comments. Yeah, there's no way I could get them in time, but they are really nice, the dies they haven't sent me. So there's another one of these kind of style with the layers, and then there's another one, if you remember the star that we had last time, which was in a rectangle, and there were 3 layers to it, and again you could stack it up, just got smaller and smaller. And this one's, I think, a dahlia, so there is one of those. Okay, so this is your floral star layer. So it's a flower. It's a 6-petal flower, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6-petal flower. So obviously the thing is that you stack them up, and this is what Memory Box do really well, is these. So this is how they are when you cut them, and I've used the papers that we had on last time. Remember we had the there were these kind of things. the ombre pads, and these are back on again, as is the plaid pad and also the glitter pad as well. So these are brilliant. It says £110 cardstock. I don't know, they really are. I would say they're about 220, 230. They're really thick. And 48 sheets in each one, and they were a great price last time, so hopefully they're doing that again. So anyway, I've cut a purple, a red and an orange out. So this is your A, which you can obviously use on its own. That's your B, which you obviously can use on its own, and that's your C. Yeah, you can still use that one on its own. So obviously you're going to do your permutations, so it's meant to work so that you have your A on top of your B, and you can you can feel them fit into one another, and then you've got your C underneath, and then that goes down. So whatever colour card you've got on it, you'll see the pattern through at the back. Now if you want to have coloured card at the back rather than whatever you've got around it, all you need to do is take the die and draw around the outside edge of the die and cut that out on the line, and you're pretty good then, and you can have that as your solid backer. But of course you don't have to have them like that if you don't want to. You can just use your A and your B. You can just use your A and your C. That's not such a good colour to show you, but you just see that was, that's lovely. Okay, and then you could just use your, have I done A and B? I've done A and B. You can just use this one, B and C. That works. So you've got a lot of permutations. You could, of course, offset them if you want to. This is a bit interesting. That'll play with your eyes. So you could offset them a little bit. I don't know if I like that, but anyway, you can play with them. So that's one of your layers that you've got. There's also another layer set on the show besides the ones that I haven't got, which is your triangle layer set. And again, you've got an A, a B, and a C. A, B, C. But these are a little bit different. These caught me out a little bit because, I mean, there's your C, there's your B, and there's your A. Lovely triangles, okay? So this one's the biggest one because they're not all the same size. If you stack them on top of one another, A, B, C, and again, I've cut these out. And if you take your points on this side, can you see that they don't go perfectly to the point? They're offset slightly. But that's how you get your pattern. You see your pattern? But of course, again, you can start fiddling around with them. You could just use the top one. And of course, if you put them back to back, I haven't got these back to back. I have got some other colours. If you put them back to back, you'll pretend these are the same. Then you can obviously build yourself a pattern. So you could just do your A and your C, and you get that pattern. And you can just do your A and your B. See if I can get them lined up. And you've got that pattern. Yeah. And you can do your B and the C. And you get that. So you've got lots of different permutations again. And once again, if you want to have your a different colour card underneath, if you draw around the, well, it doesn't really matter which one you draw around because there's a decent sized border, but just draw around one of them, trim them down and pop them at the back, and you will have yourself a different colour backer. But you can do these, obviously you can have as corners, so you can pop them in the corners like that. You can have them so that you've got 4 around and you make yourself a complete background. So there's lots of things that you can do with those as well, so they're quite versatile. Hope that makes sense. I'll see if I can explain it a bit better. Then we've also got on the show, we've got this stamp set, which is, and it's also got a die with it, and it's called Diamond Sentiments. So the die is going to cut out that shape, and obviously all of these fit in there, and they'll fit in that way or that way. Okay, So there's that, and then finally the last thing we've got some bling. I've been at these already. These are your fairy jewels. So you've got your kind of bright set and you've got your pastel set, and these are self-adhesive, and they're about, I'd say they're they could be 3mm. I don't see if it says on the back. It doesn't say on the back. They might be a bit bigger than 3mm. I don't think they're 5mm. I'll tell you what, let's get a pearl out and we can measure it. Where's my jubby? I'll measure it against one of Phil's pearls. Then we get some sort of idea. But these are really nice. I think they're selling them in a 4, so 2 of each, I think. Either that or it's just 2. They haven't told me. Right, so that's a 5mm, so it's definitely not 5mm, and this is a 3mm. Of course, it's from the States, so it might be 4mm, just to be in between. Let's get that. Come here. Why doesn't it want to? It doesn't want to turn over because it's in plastic. Oh, a nightmare. There we go. Yeah, it is. It's 3mm. Okay. So we've established that. And there's 300 in each, so there's quite a lot to go at. And this one particularly will go really well with the Spring Plaid paper pack, which is available in the 6x6 and the long slim line. And obviously that's going to go with a lot of the bright collections, the ombre collections. So that's quite a nice add-on for you. And that's everything that's on the show. Can't see, why aren't your comments coming up? Let's see if we can get that going again. Hi Jean, not a trouble. Did your sister come out of hospital? Hope so. Right, let's do a little demo then. Right, so what have I got? I've got, remember that leafy heart? So the leafy heart is here, and using the this lovely lush green ombre set, I've used one of the papers in there, and I've done this because I went off at a complete and utter tangent, as I always do, and what I wanted to do didn't really work very well. So of course I'd got this die cut, and I'd got a die cut in the middle, so I'd got the piece of paper I couldn't really use, so I just cut more of partial hearts out of the remaining paper, and then I've glued them in. And you can see where I've just got little bits here. I've tried to go around corners and things, so that's glued to just a piece of I think this is Almond Hue card from Sentimentally Yours. So obviously we're going to trim this, and I left the trimming just so that you could see exactly what I did. And let's just trim this down with scissors. And it's a good idea to wait until the glue's dry before you trim it, because otherwise you just pull up bits that you don't really want to pull up. Try not to go in the cut. I'm not very good at cutting with scissors. Sometimes I do this with a chopper. That doesn't always work. Get rid of that bit. Now I'm in two minds as to what to do with this now, and you guys can decide, and it'll be on your head if I don't like it. That's all I'm saying. Another thing when you wait for the glue to dry is, of course, that your scissors don't get all mucky. But with one of the options that I'm going to give you, you do want to make sure this is 100% dry. Just saying. Last side. So this is great for scraps. Obviously you could do actually what would look nice is if you cut the leafy heart in lots of different colours, and then you have like a rainbow going on all over your background, and that would definitely not look like a heart, would it? Okay, so it doesn't necessarily look like a heart here. So my plan is to take another one, which this one's just been cut out of one of the Spring Plaid papers. So my plan is to pop this on here, but offset it so that we've got this one, which is the actual heart, will be offset like that, okay? So we can see that. Now, what I'm trying to Good, that's good, Jean. What I'm trying to achieve is this kind of like shadow going on, and what I'm wondering is whether to actually run the background through an embossing folder, but I'm not too sure whether it will detract from having the heart on top like that. See, once you put it on black, it's really cool, isn't it? But of course, if we actually emboss it, we could actually add a little bit of gilding perhaps on the top, or we can add a little bit of ink on the top too. So should we emboss it? Run it through embossing folder? Is anybody there? This is the trouble when we've got the delay. I'll tell you what I'll do. While I'm waiting for you to answer me, I've got my hugs here. 2 stages of my hugs. So I'll glue this to the back piece. And you guys can interact, hopefully. So using Sentimental Yours glue. This one I'm storing upside down. Some of them leak, but this one doesn't. Just so that I don't have to keep on going like that. And some tweezers. Yes, we're embossing it, are we? Right, okay, we're embossing it. Okay, we'll do it in a sec. I need my tweezers first. Let's pop that on there. Let's get rid of some of the excess. And this is going to go... It does look good having a proper shadow. See, that'll go on here now. See how it'll look? Just over the hearts a little bit. Looks good as it is. Go for it. You've all got to say the same thing. You can't. I think we're at the moment we're on a 1, 2, 3 to 1. So we're going to emboss it, and it on your head be it if I don't like it. That's just all I'm saying. Right. Let's find an embossing folder. Decide which one to go for. Can't find the one I want. Well, we could do that one. Where's all my embossing folders? Oh, for heaven's sake. I'm just going to have to go for one I can find. I don't want the beaded swags. Do you know, I think I'm going to go for... I know it's a Christmas one, but I'm going to go for the Poinsettia Flourish. I don't have any big memory box ones, so we're going to have to go for this, because this measures, I think this is 6 by 6. No, it's 5 1/4 square. So let's go for this and see. That'll do. Right. So I'm going through my Gemini, and for Phil's folders, we need a base plate and a folder, and we're going with the Spellbinders Raspberry plate as well. Let's hope this goes through all right. I know it'll go through all right. Wonder what it will look like. Who knows? Right. Oh, yeah, I quite like it. See? It's really sunk into the background. You do need, like I say, you do need to make sure that the glue is 100% dry, because if it isn't, it's going to ooze out. But I quite like that. Right, good choice. Good choice. Right, let's add a little bit of ink. I think Bundle Sage is going to look pretty good. I think I'll add ink first around the edges, and then I'll decide if I want to try and find my Pentart waxes. So, Bundled Sage just around the edges. Be careful though, because I might not have glued it all. Obviously the embossing folder will make it kind of even stick even more, I suppose. It grabs hold of it even more. But nothing's cracked. And the memory box papers are actually white core. So if you actually emboss them, you could actually sand them back and reveal the core, which is quite a nice thing to do. I quite like that. I don't think I'm going to add any, whatchamacallit, paste, wax paste, clear up. I'm happy with that. Right, let's pop this on our background. So it doesn't matter that it's a Christmas one, because nobody really knows. All you're looking at is texture. I don't go looking for memory box on my website because I don't stock them. So they'll be on the craft store. I know that there are one or two stockists in the UK. I don't know who they are, so don't ask me. Do remember that they disappear off the craft store. They won't. The shows don't get repeated for weeks on end. The stock will disappear. I don't know how many days they'll hang on. It might just be one day. It might be 2 days. I don't know. Like that. And let's get this on. It's going to still. Let's hope we can still stick that. Yeah. Okay. So you can see that these papers in the plaid are double-sided. So you find that one side is foiled and then the other side isn't. So obviously we could, and I think for my demo tomorrow I have actually cut this out of the with the Elizabeth Craft Designs adhesive on the back, just for quickness when I'm on TV. I haven't done it with many of them actually this time. I get a bit precious about my double-sided adhesive, which is a bit daft really, because obviously I don't stock Elizabeth Craft Design, so I have to pay the same price that you guys pay. Tap in, nearly there. Okay, that'll do, I think. Let's see if I can get this where I want it. I want to drop it to a decent shadow. Of course, it's quite, it's not solid, so it does move around a little bit. That'll do. Like that. Gives that a full press. Now it's going onto an embossed surface, so it's not as easy to glue it, which is why I was a little bit unsure about it, but I do really like it. And it's only a subtle heart, the one on top. Obviously if you wanted to pop a little bit more you could do, but I'm thinking that not everybody really likes hearts. I mean, I don't mind them at all, but I need a bit more glue under there, I think. It just shows that it can be a heart and but not look like a heart. I don't think I had any glue under that one at all. Let's add our hugs. We're going to add, stand up. What am I doing with my foam tape? We just put a little bit of foam tape underneath it. The brilliance of the, or the good thing about having the shadows on the back is that you've got space for your foam tape, which is really cool to have. Give yourself a bit of dimension. I'm only using 1mm. I'm not going for loads of depth. I think we'll add some of these fairy jewels as well, just to have a little bit of bling. Do you like the lavender side? There's some really nice. I'll show you the papers in a minute. Is that straight? Yep. Hugs. Let's so what's it shall we put? Bright? No, let's go for the pastels. I'm probably always going to go for pastels. Because there's no black ones, unfortunately. Let's see. We could go for these greeny colour ones. And perhaps have... Not thinking about it, just going for it. Perhaps have 3 at the top. Oh, that one's turned over. Like that. And we'll perhaps have 3 down here as well. Oh, that was on its dot. Okay, there we go, all finished. Like that one. It's good when a plan works. Right, let's grab those papers. Let's have a look. I'll show you the 6x6 because the patterns are exactly the same in the long one. So yeah, this is the spring plaid, and you can get them, like I say, with the slimline version as well. So you have 2 sheets of each, and like I say, it's foiled on one side, plain on the other. Really pretty pastels, which is why the fairy jewels in the pastels go so well with them. Really pretty, great for your backgrounds. This is the pattern I like the most, and that's in a few colours. That's a nice colourway. Okay, so there we go, that's the papers. Right, so we're going to do another one, if that's okay, and we're going to use the stamp set. Stamping platform. So first order of the day is to stamp the frame. Oh, they don't. This set doesn't come with any magnetic sheet, by the way. I should have said when I showed you it, because I've just added a bit and glued my magnetic sheet with my die to the back of my stamp set packaging so that I don't lose it. So it's up to you what you do, of course. Right, so these are acrylic stamps. They're not photopolymer, but they are very good quality acrylic. And just pop it in the centre here. And I'm using the Sentimental Yours Super Smooth watercolour card. And I find with these stamps and with the magazine box kit, I tend to go for archival ink rather than the VersaFine Clair. I just find it works better. But of course, with the archival ink, it does actually dry quicker. I've got stuff everywhere. So give it a good old tap. So because it dries quicker, you need to work a little bit quicker. Obviously, in the stamping platform, you can go a second time if you've missed a little bit. These little bits here need a bit more ink, but you get to know your stamps. The sentiments are great that go in this set as well. That's pretty good to me. I will go a little bit darker, I think, just around here, because I want it blacker. I might need to re-ink this before I go to the studio. The thing is, I've got so many archival ink pads because of doing the workshops that I don't actually know which one's the juiciest, and sometimes I pick up the wrong one. I don't pick up the one I've just re-inked. I should write on the back when I re-ink it, actually, just like I write the date on the VersaFine Clairs. I did look, somebody mentioned that VersaFine Clair re-inkers were on Amazon. I did look, but for one re-inker it was something like £11.35. I'm not paying that. So I've asked my supplier if they could possibly get the re-inkers. I haven't heard back from them, but I'm just keeping everything crossed that they'll bring them in. They are actually out of stock of a lot of VersaFine Clairs at the moment, so I can't actually get any more stock. So once my current stock's gone, I'm going to struggle for a little while until they get some more in. So we might as well stamp the sentiment while we're at it. Now I've moved my mags. Right, so there's lots of sentiment that fits in here. So you've got your acts of kindness brighten my day, love and best wishes to you. See this one, so you can use it both ways. This one will work that way. You're in my thoughts, my friend. You are truly wonderful in every way. Thoughts and prayers for you. Then we can go back the other way and go to sending love, which could be either way. Thanks for simply being you, to a wonderful friend. You're a ray of sunshine in my life. You make the world a better place. May all wishes come true. I think I've done that one before. So I'm always there for you. You matter so much to me. So there's lots and lots, but they all fit in here really, really well. Either one orientation or the other. Let's have this one. You make the world a better place. And of course you can see whether you've got it straightish from the lines on your stamping platform, which is all very good. I'm also waiting to hear back from Crafts2 about my account, because I can't remember what my account details are, because I had an account with them when I had my shop years and years ago. So I'm waiting for them to give me a new account, which I asked for them last Monday. So I'm still waiting. Obviously they've been quite busy with Paola's release. So I'm hoping that I hear back soon so I can get some of their stamping platforms and some of their magnets and other things. There we go. Again, I'm going to go again because I haven't done the M and the Y very well. So just again. I do have all the All in Create new release in stock on my website at the moment. That's been very busy this morning. Fairy Hugs, a lot of those back in stock on Friday. Again, some of those have been very, very busy, and I've again sold out of some of them, but most of the new ones I've still got. But you know, obviously I will reorder those as and when, but I have to wait until I've got a big order, because otherwise the shipping charges are just too much. Right, okay, so with the die, I'm not going to cut one out because I've got one cut out already. I've got a couple cut out already. With the die, it's this way around. Done the other way around. Yeah. Let me think. It's this way. It is this way. With the die, you've got this solid bit here. See that bit there? That goes in there. So you can easily line it up, and it's not a case of kind of 5 or 6 sides you've got to line up, but you can see. You just pop it on like that, whiz it through your machine, and then I've got one that I prepared earlier. Let's put that away before I lose it. I've got both orientations here. I'm always there here for you that way, and you are wonderful in every way that way. So you can see it's going to work both ways. Hi Janice. Alice, these stamps are on the craft store tomorrow. Yes, the stamps, yes, it would be great with Phil's diamond die. In fact, all the sentiments will go very well with the Charming Diamonds die set. But yeah, so Alice, I'm demonstrating the memory box dies and stamps that we've got on the craft store shows tomorrow at 3 and 7. I'm going to use it this way because this is the way my card is. So do a little bit of colouring, only a little bit, and I'm going to use the Sentimental Yours watercolour blending brush pens, and I'm going to be using set 3 and let me think. Well, certainly set 3. I don't know what else I'm going to use at the moment. Probably set 2 maybe. Right, let's put that up there. Okay, so there's a couple of really nice greens in here. These two. So we're going to be using those. Very, very quick watercolour colouring in. So all I'm going to do is colour all of the big leaves in the lighter green about halfway up, and because we're using the watercolour card, we can use our water brush just to pull the rest of the colour in. And the idea is that hopefully, not always, but hopefully the green is darker at the bottom, but it is a light green. So I don't know how well you can see that. Let me hold that up so you can see it. You see it? Oh, you can see. Okay. Yes, don't forget, Gloria and Jean, that if you want to buy this, you need to buy it from the craft store tomorrow, because the stock disappears. Because they're an American company, and I've sussed out they're in Seattle, which I believe is on the west coast. I might be wrong. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but obviously I'm not an American, so I don't know their geography very well. But I think it's on the west. I think it's northwest in America. Only because I've watched all the seasons of Grey's Anatomy, and that's based in Seattle. That's the only thing I know, because there's that big tower with a restaurant, I think, in Seattle. I don't know why I'm saying all these things. I don't actually know for certain, so I'm just chunnering on while I'm colouring. Otherwise, I'd be like you, most people who colour in, you go really quiet, because it's such a mindful thing to do. It's quite easy to do though, obviously. So there we go. There's all our light green, and my water brush. This is my favourite one from set 3. I use this one all the time. So we're just pulling the colour up, and you'll find that there'll be more. You'll carry colour across the leaves, which is fine, because some leaves will be darker than others, which is fine, because again, leaves are different colours. I'm a little tiny bit on my mat, so I can add a little bit more colour to that one there, because it's going around the other one. So obviously with the watercolour blending brush pens, there's lots of different ways you can use them. I have got them all 4 sets on my website, so you can get that. juliaartscrafts.co.uk. I'm trying really hard to keep up with the orders. It's a little bit full on at the moment, because I've got the memory box shows tomorrow. Obviously I only had Phil's shows last when was it, Friday, and then I had the Fairy Hugs one day special the previous Sunday and Monday and Tuesday, or whenever it was. And I've got memory box on Tuesday. I've got the second day of the Sentimental Yours one day special with the new magazine box kit. That's all day Saturday at 8, 12 and 4. And then on the Tuesday the 20th, so a week tomorrow, I've got just an hour for Sentimentally Yours. And then I've got a little bit of a break, but it's not really a break, because it's never a break. I've got a little bit of gap in shows. My next one day special will be Fairy Hugs again on the 2nd and 3rd of May. Obviously haircut on the 22nd. Yay! I noticed that Phil's queuing to have his cut today. Then I'm going to be laid up for a few days from the 26th, probably until the Thursday. So I won't be doing much then, except for probably accounts or a little bit of colouring in for my next shows for Phil in May. I won't be able to do any post runs from the Monday to the Friday. So I'll go Monday morning, and I won't be able to do another post run till the Friday. So nice light colours. Then we're going to go with the darker green, and we put the darker green just in here. So we just go direct to pen. This is testing my eyesight a little bit, as I've normally got my light on. This is a lovely bright green. You could of course scribble this onto your mat and pick it up with your water brush if you wanted to, but the nibs are so fine that you can get into this detail really easily. Obviously when I come to do this on the TV, I've got one coloured in already, but I didn't colour this one in. It doesn't take that long really. And I'm having a lovely time. Not difficult colouring in. I don't like the difficult stuff. And then we've got, there's these little fine things here. So for this one, what did I use? I went back into my set 3. And there. There's another one, very pale olive green. So we're all in set 3. There's lots of kind of pastel colours in set. Oh, I missed that one. There's always one hiding. What if I did that on my original one? Soon find out tomorrow, won't I? So yeah, for this one again, tiny. So we're getting into these tiny little bits. You could, of course, in hindsight, which is a wonderful thing. I thought about it yesterday and completely forgot about it today. You could, if you could stamp this in the green archival instead of the black, and then it wouldn't be quite so important to do these teeny tiny ones. There are some nice greens in archival. I think Wendy Vecchi's got some, as well as the regular archival. My tongue's out. You can't see, which is just as well. Tiny little bits. Again, you won't be able to necessarily see if you've missed a bit. And the lighter colours are quite good for if you've been outside the lines, because obviously I've just gone outside the line. But it's watercolour, it doesn't really matter. You can get away with it. You could even do a wash over the whole of the outside if you wanted to. Okay, I'm going to call that a day with that one. So we've got a little bit here. Now the background paper that I've chosen is from the Tall Slim line. And so it's got blue in it and it's got the green in it. So we're covered with the greens. So we need to find kind of a lavendery bluey colour. I think I do want blue rather than lavender. I think set 2 will do me. So I might go for my favourite jean colour. So this one, which is really dark, and put a little bit of that on and see how that looks. Might be a big mistake, but we'll see. So with this one, we're just going to put a little bit just in the bottom of these flowers and just pull the colour out so it won't be that dark. Okay, I'm happy with that. So easy to colour in with these pens. It's not stressful at all, which I like. Okay, see that works. Happy with that. Okay, so, but what we're going to do is we're going to change the background up a bit because I've got this hole. So these are obviously for hanging your the pads up if you were a shop, and I cut this out of soft pistachio card from Sentimentally Yours because I wanted the drop away leaves to paper piece in one of the demonstrations that I've got planned for tomorrow. But obviously I thought about how I cut it, and it might not be 100% straight, but it is pretty good. So we're going to add that on here, and look, I can add that over the hole to hide the hole, because this isn't butt up to the corner, so that can hide that, so we can use the full length of this lovely paper. So this again is a spring plaid. So we're going to glue that in place. No, Jean, I don't know how I do it either. I'm really struggling at the moment, I can tell you. Really struggling. It's very hard to keep on top of absolutely everything, because obviously when, you know, I've got the responsibility to do my best job that I possibly can for the companies that I work for on the telly, but then I've also got to look after my customers because they paid money for the goods that they've ordered, and so, you know, I can't really let them down. So it's you know, it's like a case of working every single day, long hours, to try and get everything done. It's just it's not a nightmare, it's just really exhausting. That's what it is. So I mean, in a way, you know, when we go back to normal, I'm not sure how I'm going to fit, you know, like going to visit my mum and see my mum, because that'll be a whole day, because it's a couple of hours each way to go and see her. And I need to go and see my daughter again when I can, but yeah, scheduling it in, that's what I've got to do. Put it in and make it immovable. At the moment, when there's nothing in your diary, you think you can do absolutely anything, because there's nothing in your diary. And like, I never schedule time off, which I should do really. Right, so obviously I'm just putting loads of glue on this so it sticks. It's a bit like colouring in, and we go over the edges. Let's see if we can line this up straight away first of all. Let's see. I'll remove a little bit of the excess, just so we don't get it bleed out. And it's this side I want to put on there, over the hole. See if that's straight-ish. So obviously you could put this on, say, black card if you wanted to. Didn't really think about that, but I could have. Now I've done it, I think I could have put it on black. But we've got all the, obviously we can see through here now. If you cut, here's the die. I've left everything in so I can figure out what I'm doing with it. So I thought what we'd do is, because we've got gold foiling here, I thought we'd actually paper piece some of the leaves back in. Now some of the leaves, as you can see with the packaging, gives you an idea. So some of the leaves have got this line detail on them, and some of them, all these ones that they've left fall away on the packaging, haven't. So I want to see if I can paper piece some of these back in again. Now this piece here is going to come in the middle and sit in the middle there, so I don't need to worry about anything in the middle. It's only the ones either side, and this is the right direction for them. It's really easy to see which direction you're dealing with, because we've got this little cutout here, which is this cutout here, and there isn't one of those on that side, so you know that this is the side you're starting with. So I'm not going to put any glue on just yet, because I'm not sure if I'm going to like it or not, but we'll see. So I'll pull one out. So this is the one that's come from here. Let's see this way. So obviously this is with gold foiling. Do I want to put this in? I don't know. Do I want to put it in? Let's have a look at it's like having an overhead, isn't it? Let's have one on the other side and see what it looks like on the other side before I commit. This one in here, that's one there, just like that. I think it might be nice to have those in, and then have some that are showing through. And it just shows a little bit of a point of difference, doesn't it, with the dye? So let's commit. My son will say I should be committed. He's being very mean to me at the moment. He drew on my face yesterday. I think, how old are you? Right, so what I'm going to do, because we've got the stem there, so I'm putting Sentimental Yours glue in there. Because we've got the stem, I think I'm going to go to my Quicker Glue pen. No, that's not Quicker Glue pen, Julia. That's a Stardust pen. Oh gosh, we can go nearly an hour. I shouldn't be much longer. Right, put that in there. Is that running? And then we'll have a bit in there, just so the stem catches. So that's that one and that one. And we need another one coming down here. That's going to be that one. So while we're waiting for the Quicker Glue pen to go off, we can pop a bit of glue in there. And it goes on blue and it dries clear. Well, it doesn't dry clear, it goes tacky clear. So that's going to be that one. I'm going to get confused in a minute. Let's put them in before I get too confused. What did I do with my tweezers? There they are. I've still got this end. I'm still doing really well. I've not lost it yet. I misplace it an awful lot, but I haven't actually lost it yet. So that's going in there. And then this one's going up here. Yeah, when I cut my mats and layers, I hadn't thought about doing this, so there's no gold in my mats and layers either, but it is a tall slimline card, so, or sideways on tall slimline card. So I don't want to go too big with my mats. Right, so that's that one. It's going to go there like that. Those aren't... There is another one, which is that one. I don't think that one will show, but let's just put that one in just because we can. It's the easiest way to do it is to kind of, I mean, I do have a bag of bits, and how I'm going to work out what bit goes where is just beyond me. So I'll probably abandon that. Is that way? Yeah, it is. Pretty, pretty. And what have we got here? So we've got a little one there, and we've got another one there, and another one there. So we've got 3 that need to come out on this side, and then we're done. So that one's got to come out there. So that one will go there. I suppose to make that one look proper, I ought to do that one. Oh no, it's not that one. Which side is it? It's that one, isn't it? It's because it's upside down, it's that one, so that's fine. But that's the other one of that one. That's the other one of that one. And this one. Which is that one, is it? Yes. I think that's all of them that I need to do. The rest are going. Well, I might need to do that one. What's that one? Yeah, that one. So they come out really easily. So we're dealing with this one. And we're dealing with this one. And that one. The nightmare is when you put the glue in the wrong bit because you've forgotten where you are, which happens to me all of the time. And down there, and that's it, isn't it? Yeah, 3. Yeah. So obviously if you wanted to, you could actually paper piece absolutely everything in, but I don't know. It's difficult, isn't it? Because if you just put card underneath, what you wouldn't get is these kind of lovely details on the card. But what you could do, I suppose, is say put mirror card underneath if you wanted to do this, so that all of these ones which don't have the kind of slotted detail in it or scored detail would still be gold, but these would be slightly raised when you put these back in again. Does that hopefully make sense? Have I done the wrong one? Oh, I've done the wrong one. Flip. That's what I'm going to say. Flip. Let's see if I can wipe that out. You'll never know. I can't do upside down. I really can't. It's this one. I bet you were shouting at me, Julia. It's that one, Julia. Oh dear. What am I like? What am I like? Use a wall plug. Where? If I lose what? I'm not with you there. Oh, what's that one from? That one's from another one, isn't it? Is that one from there? Yeah, well that's one. I've got to pull that one out. I might have to look back. I've no idea what I'm churning on about. No idea. That's going in there. That's going up here. Yay. And then this one, teeny tiny one, is going in here because it's part of that leaf bunch. So if we put that on there now, that's all we need to have in there. Okay, right, okay, good. So we had a little bit of bundle sage around the edges. Let's just do that because we can. Just so we've got a little bit of ink just to finish it off. It doesn't look so bare. Of course, with the diamond as well, the stamp set, you can use any of the die cut sentiments in the centre. You don't always have to have the stamped sentiments. It's just an empty space with some lovely kind of leaf and floral detail around the edges. So I think it's a really useful stamp set. I know the stamp sets that are like this from Memory Box are really popular. They always sell really well. So yeah, don't hang about if you want it. Right, let's assemble. And as usual, I haven't made a proper card. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So that's going to go on there like that, because that's further up there. Where was my hole? Yeah, my hole's there. All right, so it's that way up. So obviously you can see what's the other colour of the plaid is here. It just seems a shame not to use the side that's foiled, really, but the patterns on the other side are lovely. I suppose if you're doing things that, you know, require both sides, it's quite nice to have them both printed. I always struggle with double-sided papers, deciding which side to use, because it seems a shame not to use the other side. But at least you get two of each one, so you can use both of them at some point. That's going on there. Then we're going to have a bit of foam tape for this. Again, we'll go for the smaller one. That's not quite right. Scissors. Missed the bin completely, just like being at the studio. Right, that's going to go in the centre. I'm not sure if this is all straight. Okay, that'll do, I think. And let's have some of our little gems, because we can. I think we've had these ones here, these bright ones up here. Okay, so nearly done. So let's just have these. We go for 3s again. Oh no, I don't. That's a bit too bright. Doesn't look well against the pistachio cards. So let's go for. That's better. Let's go for the pastel ones again. Oops, sorry camera. I think Nathan's getting a little bit, because we've been longer than we normally are, and he likes to listen to his music when he's getting dressed. Unfortunate. Get that straight. Nice to have a bit of bling. And I do 3 on the other side. Oh, go down there. It's not moving. I want it there. Ah! Try again, Julia. I'm all cockeyed. There we go. One more. Okay, that's it, all done. So we got that one, and we got this one from earlier. Very green, both of them are green cards, but hopefully you've enjoyed that, your little sneak at what's on the memory box shows tomorrow. Oh yes, I see that Grace, I understand that now. Yeah, but I like to use the proper one wherever it's gone. Here it is. Yeah, see. So yes, so 3 and 7 tomorrow on the craft store, and I will see you then. Thank you for joining me, and I'm not sure whether there'll be another Facebook Live this week, because obviously Phil's box set's launching on Friday, so he'll probably do one for that. So thank you very much for joining me, and I will catch you on the TV tomorrow. Thanks, bye.